What former teammates think of Max Verstappen. Accelerating himself into the F1 spotlight, Max Verstappen is regarded as being among the best drivers of the modern era. His aggressive style, uncompromising racing, and sheer talent have placed him in a championship-winning position in the 2021 season, the sixth of his career. Verstappen began his full-time F1 career in 2015 alongside Spaniard Carlos Sainz at Toro Rosso before stepping up to replace Daniil Kvyat at Red Bull after the Russian Grand Prix in 2016. Subsequently sharing the garage with Daniel Riccardo until 2018, after which he completely dominated his new teammates Pierre and Alex Albon for the consequent seasons. So here's what past teammates think of Max Verstappen. Daniel Riccardo. The Red Bull Junior Driver Programme has a reputation for being ultra-competitive, and that attitude did not end for Verstappen when entering Red Bull. It comes at no surprise then that the Red Bull drivers were fierce rivals. Daniel Riccardo and Max Verstappen shared a friendly relationship off the track. However, their competitive nature showed while racing. According to the Australian, both drivers respected each other. When asked about his relationship with Max, Riccardo said, "I won races with him as a teammate and got pole position, so I think he always knew I was quick and respected me. I mean, we never hated each other, we just wanted to end each other's careers. It's as simple as that. I think it's easier now for me and Max to be friends." For two reasons. I think that one is obviously we're not in direct competition, we're not trying to basically end each other's careers. When asked if his former teammate has what it takes to beat Lewis Hamilton and win his maiden world title in 2021, Daniel said, "I think they're both capable. I mean, Lewis has proven it, but I think Max is capable. I think he's got a pretty stable head on his shoulders now. He's proven that with some of the drives he's done this year, and I'm just at a point where I'm looking forward to seeing how it unfolds." Carlos Sainz. In Formula One, often your teammate is your fiercest rival. Similar equipment makes it clear who is the better driver. Sainz said having to battle Verstappen made the 2015 season one of his most intense in his career. He's okay. I just remember that year like intense, in terms of we both had a lot of intensity in the team. In the car, we were both always, every time we were out on track, trying to beat each other, trying to be fastest in FP1, FP2, FP3, Sainz explained. And that created a lot of intensity and a lot of competition in that kind of situation, and I loved it, honestly. I think it was my most intense year, or one of my most intense years, as a racing driver. In 2018, the Spaniard talked about his relationship with Max at the time, maintaining that rumour of animosity between the two were overblown. "It's one of the enigmas of the paddock," says the Spaniard of the rivalry. "Everyone thinks me and Max hate each other, and that's absolutely not the case. Many fans, when I go to autograph signings, they keep asking me about Max and what's the relationship. Even my friends keep asking me about Max and the relationship we had. We were having fun that year, I promise. We had lots of fun out on the track. In the track, we were extremely competitive. We knew we were battling for our careers, for our Formula One pedigree in our first year, rookie season, and I got on with him a lot better than people think." Pierre Gasly. Unfortunately, in 2019, Pierre Gasly had a very challenging season, struggling with the RB15 and consistently off Max's pace. It was a matter of time before he was demoted back to Toro Rosso. When talking about his relationship with former teammate Max Verstappen, Gasly said, "I think we have a lot of respect. Of course, we're now friends. As has been known for a long time, he is one of the most talented guys on the grid at the moment." However, not all was peaches and roses for Pierre Gasly. When asked what it was like to compete with Verstappen, he states, "He's a cold, fast bastard. In karting, we had a couple of crashes together and he wasn't making me laugh too much. But honestly, he's a great guy and a fun guy to hang out with. We've had some fun times together." Beginning of 2021, Gasly made comments on Max Verstappen's title chances, stating, "Max, for sure, clearly. He's already there and it's a matter of time before he's world champion in a car that allows him to be world champion." Alex Albon. In his first two seasons, Albon understandably found it tough to match the results and pace Verstappen was producing, just as his predecessor Pierre Gasly. When reminiscing about his 2020 season, Alex explained it was so hard to be Max Verstappen's teammate. They're, Red Bull, not putting extra pressure on you. The media is already doing that. Besides, I already put most of the pressure on myself. Nobody can add to that. How the car can be fast is not as easy for Sergio and myself to figure out as it is for Max. Albon's current work as a development driver for Red Bull puts him in a unique position to be able to compare Max's driving style with his current teammate Checo Perez. He says his work as a simulator driver helps him understand Max's unique demands of the car. You have Max and Checo with different driving styles, Albon explained. What's important is more about listening to the feedback they give, because I can match the car quite similar to the track, but then Max likes quite a loose rear end, so he will rarely complain about rear instability. He might just want a bit more front in certain places, or he just wants something here, something there, so we'll chase that. We'll find that for him, he explains. When commenting on Verstappen's work ethic, Albon says, "There's no hiding, he's a straight guy, to be honest with you. There's no issues. It's kind of just who he is. I think especially his confidence and the way he wants something, you can see that. I can see how he works and how he operates. So yes, I definitely see attributes to Max where he's a strong guy." 2021 marks Verstappen's 6th season, having to compete against a total of 4 teammates. Max had some very competitive years as a young driver. When asked about who among his former teammates was the hardest to race against, his pick was Daniel Riccardo from their years together at Red Bull. He stated, "It is hard to compare with Carlos at the time because it was our first year in F1 and therefore minimal experience." Verstappen continued, "I think Daniel was the hardest to race against in the beginning. But that last year, I think I've learned a lot and knew what I wanted. But in the end, he was the closest to me. I think he was the best because of his experience. He's been in F1 for a long time," concluded Max. As time goes on, Max Verstappen continues to cement himself as a force to be reckoned with. With the 2021 season well underway and the battle between Max and Lewis Hamilton still raging, Max has impressed the Formula One audience like never before. Looking back at his developmental years in F1 and his teammates' comments, it is becoming more and more clear that Max is here to stay. Let us know what you think of Max Verstappen. Who was his toughest teammate? And do you see him winning the title this year? Comment down below and let us know your thoughts.